Myopia causes, the hidden story never told. Hi, Veit here, co-founder of the Pure Vision Method and author of the book Pure Cleanse, a detox for your eyes. Now, we know that you can correct myopia naturally and that the techniques for that have been around for a long time. But let's have a look on what causes myopia, what's really behind short-sightedness. And here's the official storyline. And by official storyline, I mean what your eye specialist would explain, if they explain the problem at all. Often you just get a prescription or a pair of glasses, but let's see how they would explain myopia if they did. The causes of the myopic picture is that the light is falling incorrectly onto the retina. The retina is the back part of your eye that contains the light and color receptors that perceive what you see. These then send the messages to your mind, which assembles the picture that you actually see. And as you can see in this image here, the light falls short. If you draw out the lines to the retina, they create multiple points of focus rather than a single one as you would have with a normal eye. And eye specialists explain that it's caused by the lens being too round. And that causes the entering light to be redirected incorrectly. So the theory is changing the lens shape by either offsetting the shape with another lens in front of it, glasses or contacts, or by taking off what they consider excess in surgery. But let's have a look at myopia causes from a logical level above. Something this image shows very nicely is that the eyeball is actually too long. This is the cause for myopia, since it moves the focal plane. The question that remains is, what causes the elongated eyeball? And as you can see, you have 6 eye muscles attached to the eyeball. When they contract, your eyeball stretches out like a zoom on a camera, which then pushes out the lens. And that causes the round shape of the lens. And that's a healthy function of the eye. This is how we zoom in on things that we make out in the distance. This is how we can see far objects clearly. But in the case of myopia, this happens chronically. Chronic tension in the eye muscles causes this process to occur slightly all day long every day. It starts with a short zoom and then it becomes longer and longer the longer you wear glasses. And then that pushes out the lens more and more, causes a rounder and rounder shape. Then eye specialists say that the round shape is the cause for your myopia and want to offset it with glasses. They get stronger and stronger or cut it out. But the multi-billion-dollar question remaining is the following. The question the ophthalmic industry, your optometrist, your optician, your eye specialist, whatever you call them, avoids at all costs is what causes the chronic tension in the eye muscles that's underlying your myopia. And why is it a multi-billion-dollar question? Because if they'd address that, they would lose around $50+ billion, which the industry turns over each and every year in the US alone. So let's examine what causes chronic tension in other muscles in your body. There's a simple answer, it's stress. Chronic tension is caused by all types of stresses. Physical, mental, financial, emotional, you name it. All of these create chronic muscle tension in all areas of your body or in some areas of your body. Some have it in their neck, some in their back, some in the arms, fingers, shoulder, and some in the eyes. But what causes the stress in the eye muscles rather than other parts of the body? That's a great question. That's the next logical level above the logical level. Here we transcend our eyes. We get into the metaphysical world. That world has received a really bad rap lately due to films like The Secret, The Law of Attraction, but leave all of these out of the picture. Metaphysical simply means beyond your physical. In other words, metaphysical causes for myopia are those that exist beyond your physical body. And that really only leaves one place, and that's your mind. Your mind is the determining factor where the stress accumulates. With vision, it's very easy. What you don't want to see, you won't see. That's what we call the blackout phenomenon. You get myopia when you have issues seeing yourself in the future. It used to be common that kids got myopia at the end of high school or at the end of university. Why? Because that's when they had problems seeing themselves in the future. At these points in your life, you have to decide what you want to do for the rest of your life. You have to decide which job to apply for, and it's scary. If you don't want to look at that, the stress manifests in your eyes, and voila, you literally can't see into the distance. We also call this selective seeing. If you want to black out something, you literally can do that. Since you see with your mind and not with your eyes, you can black out anything. We only perceive the light in our eyes, but our mind assembles the picture into what we see. Your mind is so powerful that it can decide where it sends your attention to achieve the result it needs. If you don't want to look into the future because it's scary, you won't. The decision is made metaphysically beyond your physical, but manifests itself on the physical plane. Myopia causes you to black out what you don't want to look at. So can glasses, contacts or eye surgery get rid of your myopia? No. That's why you get stronger and stronger glasses after a while. And that's why conditions return even after eye surgery. Usually 2 to 5 years afterwards. If you don't remove what's causing the problem, it's going to come back. You wanted to black out, so your mind continues to do that. He who asks shall receive. This is one example of underlying root causes. Others include tight shoulders, toxic liver, toxic kidneys, plus an inflexible neck or back. All of these causes disruptions to proper functioning eyes. All of these are causes for myopia. So continue with the other videos in this series to learn more about myopia. Just go to our website and you'll see them right there. And while you are there, download your free vision improvement toolkit so you can find out ways to tackle your underlying root causes for myopia. Get the upper hand, and with that free toolkit you will really get help. So tell me what you think. Leave me comments and questions below so we can discuss. And do me a favor. There's a like it button below this video. Click it and tell YouTube it's a great video. Share it with your friends. Subscribe to our channel for more information about myopia, vision improvement, and how you get into better health, because we are all about holistically getting better vision by improving your health. And go to our website, watch the other videos, read the articles there, and then get your copy of your free vision improvement toolkit. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.